fucking cupcake Pop-Tarts fucking rule.
Really? Starting the show. You're going to talk about Pop. You better not be eating in the middle of the show.
I'm eating my last bite right now.
Put down the Pop-Tarts.
Jesus.
Okay.
Really? Come on, man. You used to be a professional. What happened?
Turn the shit. I turned the shit.
The crumbs spewing out of his mouth as he says, "News of the squared."
I'm serious. You used to be like a professional. You'd be the first person to like lecture me on all this stuff. And now it's like, oh, just loud noises. I don't care.
I'm having fun.
Because we're professionals here. Professionals hell-bent on bringing you the best, crazy, wacky news we can find.
Well,
that's right.
It. We found it this week. We found it this week. We definitely found it this week.
We found it.
Okay.
Oh,
what did we find?
I have to start.
Well, let him go. He has to start.
So, I don't know that this is a follow-up from our story with the Lover's Lane.
Oh, no.
However, this did happen not far from us in Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Oh, shit.
Man's penis explodes after he attempts to inflate it with helium and prank gone wrong.
Jesus. Not the end I'd wish for, lad.
34-year-old Crystal Lake man in Illinois suffered a serious injuries to his genitals after a prank involving him pumping his genitals full of helium gas caused his penis to literally explode.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. That's the wrong way to give a blowjob. Oh god.
Maybe he was using see, I think this is where the stolen penis pump went, but we can't prove that. We can't prove that. So the victim the victim, who has not been named, was attending a 21st birthday party with friends and was severely intoxicated at the time of the incident. No shit, really.
Oh, really? Why is that a surprise?
According to one of his friends, he saw a canister of helium in the garage that had been used to blow up balloons for the party. He said it'd be funny to try and inflate his balls. Oh, Jesus. In an intoxicated state, none of the partygoers saw the risk with this stunt and encouraged him to follow through with the prank. Another one of his friends said, quote, "In hindsight, it was a terrible idea." No shit, really. But at the time, we thought it'd be funny. We didn't see any harm in it. The man pulled down his pants and his underwear, grabbed the hose of the helium canister. Again, this is play-by-play by friends. Quote, "He wasn't sure what to do at first, so he shoved the nozzle in the tip of his penis."
Oh, God.
Oh
my God, like a basketball.
We were shocked.
Crazy.
Quote, "We were shocked he was following through, but when his dick started to inflate, we all fell on the floor laughing." However, the victim wasn't laughing because the nozzle had now dug into the head of his penis, preventing him from removing it.
Oh, my God. They couldn't stop it. Oh, my God.
He tried to shove the helium valve, but it slipped off the table onto the ground. And all the time, his penis kept getting bigger.
Oh, you dummy.
The man's desperate attempts to pull the nozzle free was fruitless, nutless apparently, too. His junk had swollen up like a real balloon.
Oh, my God.
Said one witness, and the real balloon, it just popped.
Oh, my God.
Paramedics were called to the property and rushed the man to the hospital, while several other partygoers had been treated for shock from the sight of a friend's exploding penis.
Oh, my God. Stupid.
Scarred for life.
This is like an episode of 1,000 Ways to Die. Oh, my God.
This is, yeah.
Wow. I mean, the scary part is, this really could be the guy who stole the penis pump. I mean, it's the same concept, right? It's just...
Yeah.
I mean, here's the real question.
Well, with the penis pump, you're not dealing with compressed air.
Well,
right.
You're not really compressed.
So you're busy messing with pounds per square inch.
Yeah.
At a fast rate. Ridiculous.
So here's the part I don't get.
What's that?
I don't care how drunk you are. I can't figure out how drunk would you have to be to think about, I'm going to shove this nozzle.
You have to be that drunk.
Oh my god!
You'd have to be that drunk and stupid.
You don't have. No, I'm convinced. I'm convinced any one of the three of us could be that drunk, and still would be in their right mind to go.
Even think about doing nothing like that.
In hell am I doing this?
No, not even in light of what I just went through recently. No fucking way.
You know what that tells me? This person's never had to deal with a catheter.
No, obviously not.
That's what this is telling me. This person's never had a catheter. You know what the sad part is? We're never going to get follow-up on this. I want to know what happened. Does he still have a penis, or does it?
No, he does. Now he's got a self-made vagina for being an idiot. Okay.
I wonder how that. Imagine the insurance
his
claim
muscle's gone, man.
Imagine the insurance claim on this one. What? He did what?
He blew his dick up with my helium tank in the garage, sir.
This is where Bang Bros and Pornhub are making their mistake.
Yeah.
What they should do is they should find this guy and pay for his reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, much like what they did with John Wayne Bobbitt.
Well, they didn't do it for Bobbitt, but Bobbitt did it on his own, and then he made money. But
then he had a couple of films.
Stuff, right.
Yeah, he did a couple of porn that way, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, I would. This seems like a no-brainer for those guys.
No fucking way. No.
So, I mean, it's just.
That just. I mean.
Why?
There are no idiot superlatives to follow such a feat. I mean, really?
Yes, there are. There are lots of them.
There's lots of them, but there's not enough of them to stay in one show. I mean, geez. Hi, I'm gonna blow up my dick.
Well, I'm sure that wasn't his intention when he did that.
I know that wasn't his intent, and I'm thinking about it. Not only did he blow his dick up, but then can you imagine all the internal damage he created for himself?
Yeah,
I mean that's going into your bladder, and it's going into your kidneys. I can only imagine. It's
how do you pee?
Yeah, I mean,
bag, right?
He's lucky he's alive.
Well,
wow.
I'm still trying to figure out how you get up. Maybe I'm thinking that the hose is really big, but
okay, now the thing about it is, all right, you know how you inflate basketballs and footballs? You know the little hole is very small, and it's got a little tip at the end, and it's really small? Well, yeah, you can stick that little tip up in your little urethra. See what I'm saying? And there you go.
No.
Yep.
No, never would do that. No way in hell. I don't care how drunk I am. That's never happening.
The thought of putting something up your urethra is even mortifying. Okay, come on.
That's what I mean. One guy in their right mind thinks this is
cool, right? Like that,
I don't care how drunk you are. You have to be.
No. And the thing about it was his friends didn't even stop him from doing it.
Well, no, because they're drunk and they don't care and they think it's going to be funny. And you know what? In some ways, I gotta be honest. There is a part of me where it's like, this guy's dumb enough to do this. What else can you get him to do?
Right, exactly.
What else can you get him to do?
Hi, we can have him stick the tip into his titties, and we can give him breasts now too.
I don't know. Well, there's a few other things
I'm gonna have to uncross my legs.
Yeah, really. Okay. Maybe we should go to the next story, Mike.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are gruesome, a man was stabbed to death at a Maryland Popeyes after an altercation over the chicken sandwich, sources say.
Oh, God. We're back to the chicken sandwich again already?
We're back to the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Popeyes chicken sandwich. Oh, boy. Now it's getting ugly.
We do have another chicken sandwich story later in the show.
This was early. This happened today. This happened just now.
Monday. What would be Monday?
Monday. Out of Oxon Hill, Maryland, out of Fox 5, D.C., a man is dead after stabbing inside a Maryland Popeyes, according to sources. Prince George's County Police say they received reports of a fight at a Popeyes location on the 6200 block of Livingston Road in Oxon Hill on Monday. That was today, around 7 p.m.
We talked about this on Squares. I told you, there's a line around the block.
Yeah.
To get through the drive-thru. If somebody stopped... if I've been waiting that long and somebody cut in front of me to get I can't imagine. I can imagine this one. Okay, keep going, Mike. Sorry.
When officers arrived at the scene, they found a man in a parking lot suffering from stab wounds. He was transported to a local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Detectives are at the scene working to establish a suspect and a motive. Sources told Fox 5 the incident began following an altercation over a chicken sandwich.
Of course it did.
Because we're
savages. That's what society has become. Savages. We're all savages.
Well, maybe if he'd blown his dick up with helium, that guy wouldn't have done anything to him.
Yeah, really. But
he weaponized it to protect himself against the people who wanted to take his chicken sandwich.
Yes.
They wanted to take his chicken sandwich away. Leave my chicken sandwich alone.
I'm serious. Like I said the other day, on Sunday, that drive-through. Wow, I didn't even look inside. That parking lot I didn't even get that far. But yeah, it was causing traffic jams and stuff all over the country. So I'm not shocked by this.
It's kind of strange to me. I'm thinking about this whole Popeye's chicken sandwich thing. Now, yeah, the first time they did it, big overload of people. Now they're doing it again. Big overload of people. What? And then you have a point there, Jeff. I mean, what the fuck is in this sandwich?
Well, so even hold on a second.
Now people are dying over it.
Hold on a second. What do we think is in this sandwich?
Other than just white breast meat and just a golden crispy outside and a couple of buns and
maybe the spice from Dune. I don't know.
I don't know, some kind of shit going on there, man, because people are going nuts over trying this. Every time this sandwich comes out, man, everybody's swooping in to get this damn thing. I mean, why don't they just leave the fucking thing on the menu and then everybody can have their fair share?
Wait, you ready for this one? So I went to Google what's in a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Here's the second thing that I see. Is the Popeye's chicken sandwich healthy?
Well, duh, no.
No.
It's fast
Spoiler,
food.
It's not.
It's fast fucking food.
Yeah.
Let's see. 690 calories, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that complete?
There are sandwiches that are worse than that.
Yeah,
is that complete? Is that complete?
Yeah.
Or is that complete, or is that just a piece of chicken alone?
No, I think that's the whole sandwich.
I think it's the sandwich as it's served. Like with
okay. Well,
or
then maybe that's not so bad.
And
then that's not so bad. I'm just thinking 690 on its own merit. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of calories.
How many calories were in those cupcake Pop-Tarts, Ivan?
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea. Well, here, let me go check.
All right. Next story, Jeff.
Well, I was just checking to see what was in the chicken sandwich, but we can go past it now.
Yeah.
Although it's
poor
funny,
man.
I do want Ivan here for this because this is actually kind of amusing. So apparently, Bill Murray, the actor, applied for a job at P.F. Chang's at the Atlanta airport.
Let's see.
Okay.
What?
Did he get the job?
I was waiting for that to register, and I was afraid. Wait, what did he do? In the latest twist of The Wonderful Life of Bill Murray, we learned the beloved star wants to work at a P.F. Chang's. Murray spoke to Amy Schumer on her podcast, Three Girls, One Keith, and discussed his affinity for Family Feud, the Roosevelts, and the time he spent with the Wu-Tang Clan. His tie to Schumer's family liquor store, and his desire to work at the dining chain. One of the jobs he'd like to do outside of acting, Murray revealed, is I did fill out an application to P.F. Chang's at the Atlanta airport because I think it's one of those great places. Schumer asked to do what? Just any job, and Murray replied, "It looks like the best time." For the record, P.F. Chang's has now extended an invitation for Bill Murray to do this. Matter of fact, there's a Twitter feed post. Bill, you're hired. When can you start? So apparently,
P.F. Chang's is calling his bluff, if it is one. Who knows what?
There's some other interesting stuff in this article.
Sounds like a publicity stuff to me.
No, it's just Bill Murray just doing whatever he wants.
Well, here's the funny. So there's some other interesting stuff in this article. I may have to go listen to this podcast, but he's talking about one of like his DVR has 61 episodes of Family Feud on it.
Okay.
Apparently he loves Family Feud, which is hysterical. But yeah, so apparently at one point, he's talked about he wants to work at PF Chang. None of that shocks me with Bill Murray either.
Considering the fact that Bill Murray seems to be less and less involved with motion pictures and more involved in just being Bill Murray. I mean, by the way,
what? I'm really surprised with the Cubs network doing the Cubs network that they've never made a run at him to be like a regular broadcaster for the Cubs.
Like a commentator.
Because when they won the championship,
Bill was everywhere.
Right, and not only that, he was in the locker room doing interviews for I don't remember what channel it was, but he was doing interviews for them, and they were good interviews. They were solid interviews, and the players want to talk to him because he's Bill fucking Murray.
It's Bill Murray,
right? So I mean, seriously, if I was the Cubs, I would sit there and see if he was available for a certain amount of games a year to do color or something. And hang out, but that'd be me. But
yeah, well, they would have to go on Ricketts' new streaming service because since the Cubs have totally dropped WGN both television and radio.
But that's what I'm talking about. If I was the Ricketts, I mean, if you wanted me to, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, why am I going to buy this thing? Well, Bill Murray's going to do 40 games. Oh shit, I'll do that. Shit, yeah, I'm in.
I'll do 4 games for $4 million. Sure.
Well, no, but that I'd like to see. That I'd pay money to see. That could be funny. That could be hysterical.
That could be good.
That'd be great.
That would be good.
Entertaining.
I would see that.
Right, but could you imagine? Okay, so imagine you're sitting at PF Chang's and there's Bill Murray. Would you like your order?
Good evening. Welcome to PF Chang's. What can I get for you?
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Right now we've got Peking duck, and we've got pitchers of beer for $3.
And if the God asks you next time, someone asks you if you're God, you say yes.
That's right.
Yes, I am God. By the way, the cupcake Pop-Tarts are 130 calories each.
Wow.
Which is only 10 calories more than a soda pop.
That's not better. All right. Anyway, what else you got, Mike?
There's a post-Halloween story. We'll have a few of those here today.
Post-Halloween.
A woman in a bloody Carrie costume. Now the Sissy Spacek horror movie Carrie.
Yeah.
She crashed her car and it horrified the EMTs because she's all bloody.
Oh, okay. So
EMTs probably have seen a lot of disturbing things when they show up to accident scenes, but first responders to South Point, Ohio, weren't expecting what they encountered at a car wreck. Sydney Wolf, a student at Marshall University in West Virginia, was coming home from a haunted house event that she went to, dressed as Carrie to promote her role as the title character in the musical of the same name. They based a musical off of Carrie?
Yes.
Yeah, they have. Oh. It's on Broadway.
Yeah. Oh. Based on the Stephen King book. Sydney was driving while wearing a tiara and a white prom dress covered in fake blood when her car hit a deer.
Oh.
The vehicle was totaled, so the EMTs who showed up were expecting to see some injuries, but were horrified when they saw Sydney with blood all over her, not realizing it was just in costume.
That's good.
She tweeted an apology to them.
Well, at least she straightened it out. So.
Right, but still.
She tweeted an apology, and once police started showing up, they reacted to her appearance with horror as well, as Sydney explained on Twitter. It's no surprise everyone was taken aback. Sydney posted photos of the costume, and it was pretty bloody. Sydney described the scene more to the Huffington Post, saying the very first responder was a gentleman that pulled over, being a good Samaritan. You could tell he was horrified.
That's awesome.
Next came the police officers who were like, oh man, and kept asking over and over again if I needed medical assistance. The second round of cops that came weren't in on the makeup and said, "Are we just going to ignore that blood is dripping and she needs medical assistance?"
Oh, God, that's awesome.
It turns out she wasn't even set to play Carrie, but the actor who got sick, so she filled in. So she's now promoting the show in a tweet that reads, "I risked my life to promote this musical. Y'all better buy tickets."
Nice.
Thankfully, Sydney wasn't hurt in the accident, aside from a small bruise on her leg. Sadly, though, the deer did not survive.
So wait, is this a production at Marshall University, or where's the production at? You know what's funny? I know somebody who I used to work with. I used to do business with somebody who was part of the Marshall Theater program. I used to do stuff with them. That's really funny. I wonder if it's still on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's go look. How long is?
Oh, you're gonna check into this,
Marshall? Yeah.
But Sydney, or at Sid W. Wolf E at the end on Twitter, posted the pictures of her car was totaled, and of course she's in the fake blood all over her.
Yeah.
And the tiara from the musical Carrie.
Let's see. Why can't I just... So it's funny. I put Carrie musical Marshall University. The first thing that comes up is the story. Not anything else. All I get is the story. I can't get anything about this.
Free publicity.
Right. Can't get anything about dates and when or anything. Just the whole... Like, every listing is the story. It's like, that's nice. Where do I find out when the musical was? Is it over?
They're riding the crest of the publicity.
Again, I put in dates. I can't get that either. All I keep getting is... Hold on a second. Carrie musical. Okay, but we just really not need that. Oh, God. School of Music. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the School of Music. This is... People should come out and see it. How can they? All they see is about the car crash. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this a different way. This is really funny. That's really funny. It's like, find out more information. Hey, we'll find out more information. All that keeps coming up is... Oh, okay, here. Marshall Theater season. Maybe now we'll get somewhere. Aha. That's apparently what you need to put in. Don't put in Carrie. It immediately gives you everything else. Wait, I don't even see it here.
Maybe they just ran it until Halloween.
Maybe, no. Well, hold on a second. I don't see it here.
It's probably over then.
Well, but no, it doesn't. Okay. Stupid. Okay, no, forget this.
Okay.
Forget this. I've tried looking. I've tried making this more interesting. It's not happening. Okay. So we go back to Popeyes and things because apparently one of the reasons why they released it on the 3rd is it's National Sandwich Day. And apparently Chick-fil-A was ready to capitalize on the day, honoring one of its menu items. Some prefer it grilled, others fancy the original. The company told its loyal members in an email this week, according to USA Today, no matter which Chick-fil-A sandwich you love, order yours on November 3rd,
Whoops.
National Sandwich Day. Don't let me finish. There's just one problem. November 3rd is a Sunday, and Chick-fil-A is closed that day.
Whoops.
So in an email last Thursday, Chick-fil-A apologized to his customers for not checking the calendar and saying staff did not realize it fell on a Sunday. Quote unquote, here's the quote, "Well, this is awkward." No shit, it's awkward. How do you not know? How did you miss it?
Thanks for checking the calendar. My pleasure.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
So the faux pas opened a new front in the Chick-fil-A's long-running chicken sandwich war with Louisiana-based rival Popeyes, which took note as it prepares to bring back the explosively popular chicken sandwich.
The deadly
tweet from
one, apparently.
Yeah, or long lines and traffic problems. A tweet from Popeyes echoed the social media ribbing that helped launch its chicken sandwich into fame. Quote, "Y'all good?" Popeyes retorted on Twitter after Chick-fil-A greeted its competitor product debut as all the original. As for its thoughts on the Sandwich Day era, Popeye weighed in with, "Seriously, y'all good?" Chick-fil-A said in a statement, "Cows sometimes get overeager on their quest for self-preservation. We have been reminded that Sundays are off limits." The company did not immediately respond to any other questions on Friday. Popeyes made a point that it would also be bringing back its sold-out chicken sandwich on the same day that the competitors closed down. A video touting the chicken sandwich nationwide return, titled "Open Sunday," the same phrase showed pasted onto a Popeyes highway sign right next to a Chick-fil-A advertisement noting the day of closure. So, like I said,
I guess that.
I said that I was saving this one because I knew we were going to talk about this and it was going to come up. But yeah, here's a thought: you should make sure about what your dates are if you're going to not be open on. Have I ever told you this? Wait, so have I ever told? I don't think I've ever told this story on our show.
What's that?
When I went down to North Carolina and I was working on weight loss, I was like, okay, one final meal, and then I'm going cold turkey. The rest of the way I'm going to be good. Okay. Now I don't know anything, and I'm serious. I don't know anything about Chick-fil-A, except that it's supposed to be spectacular. So I go through the drive-thru. And I'm sitting there.
And you're waiting.
And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then finally I'm like, they're closed? Why are they closed? What the hell? Nobody's closed on a Sunday like this. And I found out all about this thing. But in the meantime, I was like, people were laughing. They're like, "You didn't know?" I'm like, "No, I had no idea. We don't have Chick-fil-A." At the time, we didn't have Chick-fil-A in Illinois. So it was kind of funny because I'm like sitting there, I'm sitting there waiting for the drive-thru.
Yeah, it was 2013 when I had my first Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. No, I just thought it would be funny because I'm literally sitting there I literally was like, am I being punked? What the hell? I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm being punked or something. Okay, all right, Mike, what else you got?
Speaking of ridiculous, a story out of Lincoln, Nebraska. A man tried to use a fake $1 million bill to open a checking account at a local bank branch. A man presented the bill to a teller at the Pinnacle Bank branch in Lincoln's Havelock neighborhood Monday morning. That was last week, Monday. Witnesses told investigators he adamantly claimed it was real despite attempts by tellers to convince him otherwise. The man left the bank with the phony bill and without a new account. Staff at the bank branch reported the encounter because it was strange. Lincoln police officer Angela Sands said, the Lincoln Journal-Star reported, investigators are reviewing surveillance video in an attempt to identify the man. They want to check his welfare and determine whether he had been a victim of the crime. The largest bill ever printed by the U.S. Mint was the $100,000 bill, according to the Treasury Department. The notes were used only for official transactions for a brief period during the mid-1930s between the Federal Reserve banks and were not circulated among the general public. I didn't know this. The largest bill ever printed was the $10,000 bill, and all banknotes above $500 were discontinued in 1969. I don't remember ever seeing a $500 bill.
Nope. I thought there were $1,000 bills.
Yeah, I know there were. Who's that? But yeah,
I feel like I've seen.
I think there was a story. Maybe like someone tried to buy like $10,000 worth of stuff at a Walmart with the $1 million bill, and she got arrested because it's not real money. Not real money.
Nope.
So.
Maybe she was trying to buy some helium to watch some guy's penis explode.
We're just trying to invest in some of those Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Apparently so.
That, or you could go ahead and go to a place in Bangkok here. The Race to Eat Bangkok's Biggest Burger, a 10,000 calorie challenge. A Bangkok burger joint has become an internet sensation after YouTubers started challenging each other to eat its biggest meal, a near 13-pound patty covered in fried onion rings, bacon, and mayonnaise.
Does the defibrillator sit right next to you when you eat it? I'm just curious.
I mean, that is like one big sandwich. My gosh.
Well, I mean, that's not shocking. There's a lot of those places like that. Like, how many? You've seen Man vs. Food, where it's like, okay,
This is on,
now I'm gonna.
Yeah, I see the article live, and it's on Reuters. This burger is like the size of a pizza.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Man, now look at that fries, man.
That's a whole
61
lot.
kilograms.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why can't they talk about that stuff in English?
No, it's 6 kilograms, 13 pounds.
13 pounds. Okay, there you go.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Yeah, like the patty with cheese and bacon on top is like in itself like 3-4 meals.
Ah.
Wow. Italian astronaut to watch World Cup match.
Oh, we're on to the next story. Okay.
Apparently Ivan's through.
Okay, Ivan's.
Today.
Yeah. All right.
Ivan's got stories. Okay.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
joining in a little bit.
All right. Let's tell us about the Italian astronaut.
Okay, Italian astronaut to watch World Cup match from space. Italian astronaut Luca Permantiano will be cheering on his team from space when they take on South Africa in their pivotal rugby World Cup clash.
I was about to say, the World Cup has not... The World Cup? I was like, didn't the World Cup already happen? Okay, rugby. Got it. All right. Maybe that's...
Rugby.
Okay.
And then...
So
here we go.
He's on the International Space Station?
Yeah, and he's watching his rugby game right from up high. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Got another one here. And lo and behold, Japan's high-tech toilets bemuse fans. Japan may not win their home rugby World Cup, but they already proved themselves world beaters when it comes to toilets. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some more out of this story. Here we go, if I can find it.
You can find it.
Here we go. All right. Yeah, okay, here we go. In the toilets. All right, I guess I lost it now.
Literal
anyway.
toilet humor.
Got anyone?
Yeah,
Literal toilet humor.
Little toilet humor.
Literally.
Let me see. Here we go. Something novel. Chinese cafe dyes pups to look like pandas. Chengdu, China.
Ivan? Did we lose Ivan?
I don't know.
It just takes 500 yuan or $212.28 at a pet cafe in southwest China that dyes pups in black and white streaks to resemble the animal that is considered a national treasure. The cafe, which opened last month in the city of Chengdu in Sichuan province, I hope I got that right, has gone viral on social media after owner S-I-C-H-U-A-N, Szechuan, has gone viral on social media after owner Lu Yunning dyed his 6 Chow Chow puppies to look like pandas. There were many dog cafes, cat cafes, raccoon cafes, alpaca cafes, and duck cafes, says Lu. As the puppies, their limbs, ears, and fur around their eyes dyed black, playfully chased a fish toy on a cord. We think they are not creative. We wanted something novel, added the 21-year-old, who estimates his cafe draws 70 to 80 customers a day, nearly doubling since he posted social media pictures of his dyed dogs. But until now, customers have been more interested in taking pictures with Lou's dogs than signing up for the dye service. Lou said the imported dye he used did not harm the dogs and was spread only on the upper part of their fur rather than extending down to the base. To round out the vacation experience, the Candy Planet Pet Cafe also offers washing and hotel services. The attention drawn by the Chow Chows have not all been positive. However, with animal rights group PETA, urging people to keep away. Coating dogs with chemical dyes is stressful and can even cause allergic reactions on their skin, nose, and eyes, Jason Baker said. Asia's vice president told Reuters. PETA urges travelers to stay away from any business that exploits animals for a money-grabbing gimmick, he said in a statement. Some online commentators have accused Lou of animal abuse. In the dog's world, there is only you, a user with the handle. Oh my gosh, this big old Belchima Wulnachulaimenge wrote on China's
Gesundheit.
Twitter like Weibo, please be kind to them.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right. Where are we at? Oh, okay. So, I don't know if anybody caught this. This is apparently most recent. Krispy Kreme orders Minnesota college student to halt donut resale service. Apparently, there has not been a Krispy Kreme store in Minnesota for 11 years. So an enterprising Minnesota college student drove to Iowa every weekend to buy hundreds of Krispy Kreme donuts that he then sold on his own to customers in the Twin Cities area.
Good on him.
He would drive 270 miles to the Krispy Kreme store in Clive, Iowa, pack his car with 100 boxes each carried 12 donuts, then drive back up north to deliver them to customers in Minneapolis, St. Paul. He was charging $17 to $20 a box. He said some of his customers were spending nearly $100 each time.
Whoa.
He did not receive a discount from the store in Iowa where he bought the donuts. The interesting part is apparently he got a cease and desist from Krispy Kreme on this. And in the statement, the statement from Krispy Kreme, we appreciate Jason's passion for Krispy Kreme and his entrepreneurial spirit as he pursues his education. But apparently,
at 300%.
Well, apparently, what they were concerned about for health reasons.
How old those donuts were?
About a sales his sales created a liability for the company. So my guess is maybe it could be different things based on that. Yeah, that makes sense a little bit. But I do think it's funny that basically someone was willing to pay this guy. People were willing to pay this guy to drive 270 miles to pick up some Krispy Kremes every weekend. And
wow,
sell them at a profit.
$100.
And I got a 100% markup. Wow.
Well,
by the way, he got a box of Krispy Kremes. Hold on.
I presume it's like $15-20 for like a dozen.
No, I don't think they're that. I think I like $9 or $10.
No, it's like about
$9 or $10.
Like Dunkin' Donuts, they're like $1.79 each. So like half a dozen is like $10.
But if you get a dozen donuts, they're more like $5. $5.
No, not a dozen.
Yeah.
Not a dozen for $5. Maybe a half dozen for $5.
No, at Jewel you can get a dozen.
Maybe $8 or $9. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, the dude is making money. So Krispy Kreme will have to open a branch there, and then they can hire Bill Murray.
There you go.
According to this is in Elk Grove, Illinois. According to this, if this is true, original glazed donuts a dozen before taxes. Well, in fairness, it's here.
Yeah.
$12.59 a piece.
That sounds about right.
Per dozen.
Yeah, that's how much like Dunkin' Donuts is.
Right, but then you got to figure gasoline costs. How much? Well, then again, gasoline's got to be cheaper out that way than where we're at. I would imagine it's cheap in Iowa too, which is basically you go out that way, you fill up in Iowa, and then you drive back. It's got to be less expensive.
It's closer to the Dakotas where they do all that fracking, right?
Anyway, hey guys, I get that Japanese high tech toilet. I found the rest of the story. I'm sorry about. Give me a piece of it.
That was shitty of you, Ivan.
That was shitty of me. So can I finish this story out or no?
Just flush it away, Ivan.
Yeah,
I will flush it away. Going to the loo is a much more futuristic experience in the land of the rising sun, and touring fans have been fascinated by their visit to the high tech washlets. These Japanese toilets offer a wide variety of functions. Some open automatically when you approach them, and many offer a warm seat for a bit of comfort on cold winter nights. Numerous options on the control panel, however, can be confusing. 2 hours after landing at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, French fan Alex Weimer could not call his first experience a great one. There were something like 15 buttons in Japanese, and I didn't know which one to press. There were strange symbols with sprays going into every direction, he said. The flush was on the other side. I frantically pressed all the buttons, and it made strange noises. It certainly is not to everyone's liking. It's a bit too sophisticated for me. I just like the simple one. Push the button without all the other experiences, said all-black fan Brent York. Although his friend Bernard James felt differently. I think when you first encounter them, it's a bit intimidating, but we've been to Japan many times. Now we're used to them, said James. Japan leads the way in toilet technology. Hygiene is very important in Japan. People wash their bodies before entering a bath and take off their shoes when entering their home. Washlets can be found everywhere in Japan, in public toilets, hotels, and in people's homes. Known for being a tech-savvy population of over 126 million, the market for washlets is huge. A toilet manufacturer Total showroom in Tokyo, the latest toilet technology is on display. From the bog standard, one of the most advanced, there is a choice for everyone, but it can be expensive. From a starting price of around 25,000 yen, which is $232 in American money, some go well over 1 million yen, or $9,300.
Solid gold toilets, the best toilets, believe me.
In any case,
it's fabulous. You're going to love it. It's huge.
Come the end of the World Cup, some of the expected 500,000 visitors may be wishing they could just take a little part of Japanese technology home with them. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Toilet technology.
Wow.
Toilet technology. Boy, we're taking a shit in a much better way than we ever had.
That's right.
Wow.
Mike, what else do you got? Because I only got one story left.
I got one more, and then I think we can flush this one down.
No.
Kansas man tears up neighborhood while taking an excavator on a joyride. We don't have Kansas man, not a Florida man this week, is in custody and facing numerous charges after he allegedly stole an excavator from a construction site and went on a joyride through a quiet residential neighborhood in Topeka. Authorities were forced to evacuate several homes in the path of the heavy machinery after the driver, identified as 46-year-old Shane Funk, refused to pull over. Officers established a perimeter around Funk, hoping to limit the amount of damage Funk was causing.
He's all funked up.
At one point, he started driving towards a group of officers, forcing them to open fire using non-lethal beanbag pellets.
Against an excavator? Good luck with that.
What a funky guy.
The occupant operating the loader turned it toward officers, forcing a tactical intervention option by way of a kinetic energy impact munition to slow the loader down.
Wait. A tactic... what about a musician?
The musician. Kinetic energy impact munition. The beanbag pellets.
I like the musician.
Yeah, kinetic energy impact musician.
Yeah.
They sent Slash in to stop him. The power of song, dude.
You know what? I really kind of want to see that now.
Once the loader stopped, officers were able to take the occupant into custody. Funk is facing felony charges of theft, criminal damage to property, aggravated assault to a law enforcement officer, and fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement. He's being held in jail in lieu of $75,000 bond. Officials did not say how much damage Funk caused or why he decided to steal the heavy machinery and drive it through the neighborhood in the middle of the night.
Maybe he was in a funk.
Yeah. His mugshot is on the in the story here. This is out of Q1043. And this is, I believe this is on the Squares page. If not, it ought to be.
Oh my gosh, what the funk?
What the funk was he thinking?
So,
you have a story, Jeff?
My last one.
Okay, and then I got one. I got one last one.
Right,
okay.
Close it up.
So Tiffany Haddish was on a podcast talking about, or doing a Bleacher Report interview, and she was talking about how she dealt with an unfaithful boyfriend. This was apparently back when she was 21. Apparently, she said he cheated on me on videotape on my birthday. I felt like he pooed on my soul, so I decided to poop in the soles of his shoes.
Oh.
She tricked him into putting on the prize kicks before he realized what he had stepped into. Apparently, she planned the prank before eating distinctive food because she thought it would ensure her boyfriend would know the poop was human, and explained that he soiled the new Jordans and put them back in the box as if nothing had happened. Then she invited him to play basketball, as they often did. Once he pushed his foot in the sneakers, had his hot-footed out of the house. She wouldn't give chase. He wouldn't give chase for one important reason. But I gotta be honest. Yeah, hey, you know what? If you cheat on, I can't blame her on that one. You get caught.
Oh my gosh.
Jordans, man, that's expensive too. Those
that's
an
expensive
shoes. That could be $200-300 shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Like apparently she did this. She's 39 now, but she did this when she was 21. So that was what, 18 years ago?
18 years ago.
Yeah, nice.
When those shoes were worth major money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they still are, but that's
Oh my God, no, you kidding? There's still some places that still cater to those kicks, man. They be paying some good cash for some vintage, kicks like that. Oh yeah.
No, hey, but I thought it'd be good. Okay, Evan, what you got?
Okay, Arbeya, Egypt. An Egyptian masseur plays with fire to relieve his client's muscle pain at his spa at the Nile Delta, Governorate of Arbeya. Abdel Rahim sorry, applies the ancient this is so bad.
I would keep picking stories where you can't say the words. That's the best part of all of it.
Pharaonic technique known as the fiery towel, by starting with a standard massage using oil and chamomile to stimulate blood circulation and alleviate some of the pain in the affected areas. Then comes the heat. Said places several layers of towels and other isolating materials on the client's back. Then a towel soaked in alcohol is placed on top and set on fire. It burns for roughly a minute before the flames are put out with a wet towel. It is called a fiery massage, Said said, that it works by sucking moisture out of the body. I communicate with the human body, coming into close contact with the human of the body in the front of me, he said.
Flame on!
Said he said he cannot use the technique with people suffering from high blood pressure, kidney failure, or hemophilia. He said he trained under an expert in the fiery towel technique in Morocco and had earned several massage certifications from institutions in Egypt. Mohammed Al-Shir, a client in his 30s, said his pain had improved 100% after the fiery treatment. Before, I could not stand to pray. I could stretch my back when I got out of a car, he said. Now, after the second session, my body is getting better and my movements is better. I used to be very lazy, but this is no longer the case. There you go. Let's get your ass lit on fire so that way we can relieve your pain.
I was raking leaves yesterday. I think I'm going to set my towel on fire, Aaron.
Put it on your back.
After you use the helium on your penis. And
whoa! Stab somebody for stealing my Popeye's chicken sandwich.
You know who should do that to you with the towel? It's Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't get into a funk.
Yeah, and you don't use that weird toilet either.
No.
Don't piss off Tiffany Haddish because she'll poop in her shoes.
Or don't shit in your kicks.
Crash a car in a Carrie costume.
Yes, don't do that either.
What a bloody mess that turned out to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of News with the Squared.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank our special correspondent, or whatever the heck he is, Scott.
Scott!
So we appreciate Scott. And like I said, if anybody wants to contribute stories, where do they do that, Mike? How do they do that?
We're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, Anchor, Apple, Google. Check us out on Facebook. You'll get the crazy stories there as well. And all the visuals they entail. And thankfully not the visuals of the exploding penis.
Or the man's back being on fire.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll do.